Hi there, ho there, hey there. Am I in there? Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? Happy Monday. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Y'all know I'm crazy. How is everybody doing today? Don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button. But as important as my live guests are, I'd like to give a special welcome to my replay guests because replay people turn it on from the very, very beginning. Hello, Miss Renee. How are you doing? Tam, you number 6. I see you out there, girl. And who we got? Smurf Creations. Thank you very much for coming in. I appreciate you, my queen. Um, so today we are going to work on a quilt. Hey, Christian, how you doing, sweetie pie? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. We are going to work on a different quilt block today. We're going to make one from scratch. You got to help me how you want to put it all in and which way you want to turn it and everything I have. Now let's go over to the table for a minute here in front of the sewing machine. Okay. Let's put up both side by side or either just the table, the sewing machine. Four by fours that I'm going to sew together, and we're going to make squares with this. We're going to, what do they call these? Half triangle squares. Okay. So we're going to make squares. Okay. Then we're going to make some 2.5-inch squares. Okay. So I've already cut all this out, and I just wanted to show you from the beginning how how to connect together all the different blocks. Okay. And of course, my YouTube family, I want you to say hi to my TikTok family because we both are in here. And please, if everyone would go over to my Facebook group, Miss Joy's Crafty Creations with K's, and subscribe so I can get my 100 that I need over there to connect all three of them together: Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. Okay. So look, first I want to show you this. Okay. Now I just showed you the 4-inch. Now this is 2.5 inch. So that's 2.5 by 2.5. This is 4-inch. Okay. Now I cut my squares accordingly. So I want to show you something right now. I'm going to take two 4.5 by 4.5. You see them? I'm going to put them together. Okay. And I'm going to sew them. Oh, I don't have my machine set at this is what they were talking about in Miss Sean's page about the 4.5-inch seam allowance. And I have this tape. Remember, she was showing the tape. So with this tape, I'll make sure I got it the right way so y'all can see it. You have several lines, okay? The red line is where your needle goes, okay? Now, if your needle's going here and you sew this way, you're 4.5 inches. But if your needle is over here and you want to sew over there, you're sewing 1/2 inch. So you have a choice, 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch, okay? You can move it if your needle moves either way, or you can just pick up your tape and move it over, and you can get whichever one you're looking for. Hello, Brenda. Thank you for coming in, TikTok. Come on in and say hi to an old lady. Okay, so that pedal goes around. Somebody told me that they move their tables around. Oh, Tootie B over in TikTok. Hello, hello. How are you? Thank you so very much for coming in. I appreciate you. It has been a long time. Okay, so I'm over here quilting now. Now what I want to show you is, now I'm going to pick up my needle, pick up my foot, and turn it around. Now, I don't know how many of you guys watched that movie, The Friends. Ross had this thing with a couch, and he had him and Chandler was trying to move this couch, right? And every time they got to a corner, he would say, "Pivot, pivot, pivot." So every time I get to a corner, I think about that and I say, "Pivot." Okay, so now this is my lap. Now I sewed all four corners together. Okay. Now when I get here, I'm gonna sew backwards and pick it up. Okay. So now let me show you what I got going on here. Now remember, we're making a quilt block for our community quilt. Now, for those of you who don't know about the community quilt, hey Shay Shay, hi Up Designs. I didn't see you guys. Hi Dunzel, how are you doing? Thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate you for coming in. Okay, so I sewed all four corners all the way around, right? Now I'm going to sew, take it to the corner end right here. I'm going to sew diagonally, well, rectangly. And I'm going to back it up. Okay, let it go up, pick it up. And for those of you who may ask, this is a Brother CS7000. Now, I thought it was really a cheap machine and didn't do much of nothing, but this baby does a lot. It has, I think it's 21 different stitches. Okay, so let's pick it up again. Now, let me show you what happened with this sewing it like I did. Now, make sure you guys can see me everything. Can you see everything on the table? Is everybody seeing everything? Triangles. Thank you, Miss Shine. How you doing, Queen? So what I did just now, and I had to cut off all these little straggly threads because I be cutting off too much. I told y'all that ice cream truck was gonna come as soon as I start talking, going live. And ain't a kid on this block, but he come over here and drive me crazy every day. Okay. So what I did was I sewed all the way around, then I sewed at an angle like this. So let me show you what happens when you do that. Did I do it right? No, I didn't do it right, but okay, let me just cut this like this. Okay. Yep, I didn't do it right. See, I keep telling y'all I'm just as new as y'all. I was supposed to cut in the middle, but that's okay. We're gonna get it right. Y'all know I got. Did anybody see that handy dandy battery operated what is it? Seam ripper I got? Okay. Okay. This is still not the right way I wanted to show you guys. Now you practice and practice. I'm telling you, anytime something go wrong, it's when you go on live. Okay, so that didn't come out right the way I wanted it to come. Sorry, we have to do it all over again. Okay, so let me take this and this. Let me put the white. Why didn't that come out the way I wanted it to come out? Oh, I know why. Okay, I know why I figured it out. Okay, here we go. There we go. That's where it's supposed to go. And I'm supposed to, you see how it's turned out to a 4-way? And you take your little finger and you scrap it down like that. So, y'all see that? And now, I got my little ironing bang over here next to me. I can iron it real quick. Somebody got to tell me, with that hat press, you get that mini iron thing. I can't get mine to work. Okay, so there you go. You see that? And you just clip your little dog ears. They call them dog ears. Clip them off. And there you have a square, right? Okay. So now, let me get this one right here. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this one. It's the same thing. Okay. Now you see here, the same thing. Can you guys see okay? Thank you, Miss Sean. Thank you so much. Stay with me, girl. You know I need the support. Hello, Bio Sugar Garden. I appreciate you. Is that Sugar Garden? Hello. Thank you for coming in, my queen. I greatly appreciate you. Okay. So let me iron this down real quick. I'm trying to do like I'm supposed to. I think it's Miss Shay Shay and Sean both that say ain't no sense in doing no quilting if you ain't gonna do no ironing. Okay, so that shows the first. Let me put this way. And let me cut this like it's supposed to go. And I'm using my scissors so I can stay right here. I'm not at the cutting table. So you guys can see me. Now that square right there look a whole lot different or funny than the rest of the squares. But we gonna cut it on off. We gonna iron it out. And so it depends on how you want to put it together. Let me iron the other one off. Okay, let me iron that one. Now, there we go, that way. Do you see how that square came out? Yes, I'm pressing them. I am definitely pressing them. Wait, Sean, if this is... No, I didn't do the flying geese. Now, it depends on... I can turn them around and do them this way. Let me see. Do it this way, I think, and that way. And put another one right here. Nope, wait a minute. I got something wrong. Maybe it's this one. Go this way. And then the two green ones up here considered the flying geese, I think. Yeah, it's all kind of ways you can flip this around to make all kind of things. But what we're working on is how you can put together a 10.5-inch square very quickly, okay? Who is that over there in TikTok land? I'm so very sorry. Hello. I'm sorry. I gotta read my chats over here and go back and forth. So y'all know, old lady, I'll be trying to keep up with all of it. But I definitely want to make sure you guys understand what I'm doing. I am trying to create quilt blocks, our steps to making a quilt block. Okay, so we have these 4 right here, right? I'm going to show you something else. Now, I'm going to take we still have the 4 and the 4, right? Okay, so watch this. I'm going to take make sure I got the right side to right side. And I hope I remember how to do this. Okay, and I'm going to sew this. Okay, let's put this down. And then what we're going to do is put everything together. Okay. So I be having too many strings hanging out. I hope you guys had a blessed Monday. And we're going to take this one and put on this end. Me and these fat fingers here. Okay, so now this one goes this way. Okay. This is the only thing you got to keep up with what you're doing, or you'll be using that battery operated seam ripper, which I keep telling. It's not a seam ripper. It's actually a shaver. Did I show it to you guys? Did you see? Oh, thank you so very much for the hearts. I greatly appreciate it. You guys see this here? This is hi DB. How you doing, Queen? Nice to see you in here. For those of you, thank you, Up Designs. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Spilling the diversity. Hello, my queen. Anyone that would like to advertise their channel, please hit the exclamation point and the word queen, and it will advertise your channel. Hello, Miss Barb. Thank you so much for coming in. I've been meaning to get in contact with you. If you could email me your email so I can reach out and tell you what I'm looking for you for. But anyway, so just in case you didn't know, Miss Barb, we are trying to, and I say we because it's Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube, put together a community quilt from all walks of life. I don't care what your experience level is, whether you've been around for 100 years or I didn't pick this up, did I? Okay. So we ready to go. Okay. No, we better make sure it's in the middle. There we go. Let me make sure I gotta keep making sure I'm in the right. Okay. So now what I did just now, okay, so what we're doing, okay, so you guys see this? Now I don't know if it's just my machine and because of the way I cut it, I have all these strings everywhere, but I have a buku amount of strings. Now what I'm going to do is take the material and fold this back this way, right? You see that? Take this and do a finger press and fold this back this way. Now, I'm going to take my little handy dandy little miniature iron over here. Did I show y'all that other iron? Lord have mercy, I got to show y'all that other iron. It's not even big as my hand. Okay. Now you see what I did right here? So now I'm going to take, as soon as what happened to the big scissors? Oh, here we go. I'm going to pull this back and cut this off. And pull this up. Okay. Can you see me, guys, if I get this close? And cut that off. And so now we have this as a square, okay? Now we have that as a square, and we're going to do the same thing with this color green, but on the opposite sides, okay? So we're going to put this. Boy, you have to iron everything, huh? Even the little bitty things got to be ironed. Everything got to stay on point, and you got to make sure you know what's the difference between the pretty side. I'm going to say the pretty side. Thank you so much for your hearts. I greatly appreciate it. TikTok world, this is new for you to see Miss Joy sewing, but that's what she's going to do here. So now we're going to put this one on this side and this one on this side. Okay? And we're going to sew this one going down this way. Oh, she don't have to be forgetting to pick that needle up. Okay. Okay, let's see if we make sure we get this right. And you know you don't have to rush. I've got my thing on fast. I need to turn it down some. Okay. Okay, that's it. Okay. Yeah, see, that's me. I'll be pulling all that thread out. Okay. Let me see. Make sure you see me. Okay. Now on this one, you put it this way and you sew it from this way. Ooh, slow down. Okay. Okay, here we go again. Now, I'm cutting off all these weird threads, y'all. Okay. Now, I still didn't do it right. Because this one is right. You press it up this way. And you cut this off back here. Lord have mercy, y'all. See, sometimes you just gotta, okay, you press that up there. See, this one went totally the wrong way. So now you guys get to see my electric handy dandy seam ripper. It's because I'm trying to show you guys that it's going slower. Because it usually just been right on off. See how it went right on off, y'all? See? Right on off. And this is by Wall, and this one was $12, but they had a pretty pink one, Shay Shay, that was $6. But of course, since I'm with the purple crew, I had to get the purple one. So let me pull all these strings off of here. And this is, and one thing about this, I don't feel no shame because Delonda and Patrice, Eve, all of them say, even the best of them make mistakes, okay? So I need to put this right back where I had it, but I needed to sew it this way, not the way I had it at first. Okay, so put this down. Let's sew it this way. Okay, there we go. Okay, now let me touch it with the iron. You guys okay over here, Renee? Okay, Renee. Is it a project without needing a seam? Is this a project? I don't think I'm ever have no project that don't need a seam ripper. At least it'll be right handy dandy ready to go. Okay, so let me cut this and then I'll iron it and I'll show you what I'm trying to do here. Oh, I go this way. See, I was about to cut the wrong thing off again. Now, if I had to cut it, I'd have been up, you know what they say, that creek without a paddle. Okay, let me make sure I'm getting close enough so you guys can see it. You still leave you about that 1/4 inch seam allowance. Now you see these two. Oh, let me iron them. Let me iron them. I think Sean is over there cringing. She's like, iron it. Okay, I think I got it right. Okay. So we have this green one with the whites on the end and that one. So now watch what I do. I'm going to take this and do this and put them pretty side, pretty side. Okay, pretty side, pretty side. And I'm going to sew it all the way around, I do believe. Make sure I got it right this time. Yeah, pretty side, up, go down. And try to make sure, see what I did, I was going too fast. Make sure your seams lay down when you're sewing them. You get to the end and then you pivot, turn it the other way, and put it down. Okay. Oops. I think I went a little too far that time. Yeah, I think I need to back up a stitch. There we go. Okay, now we can pivot and go this way. Okay. And make sure I got these strings out the way because all of them going everywhere. Okay. Hope you guys can see me. Don't forget to keep your seams. And I'm at the right place now. Okay, backspace. And that backspacing is supposed to seal in your stitch. Okay. How am I doing, you guys over here? Hey, precious, 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 precious baby of mine. Ooh. Okay, so now I don't own the rights to that song. I'm just singing it because my dear sister Precious. Okay, I'm cutting off the strings, you guys. Okay. Okay, so let's hope we got it right this time, right? All I know is if I cut this and it's wrong, I'm going to have a fit. Okay. Now, it's bigger than okay. So now let me get the iron over here. Now y'all remember we had these over here, right? Let me iron this out here. These came out kind of funny looking, but when you put them together, you'll see how they look. I'm learning how to get them points together. There's a way to get more than points together. One more. Hold on just a minute. And I will show you guys what I'm doing. Tamu, you back. Hey, Precious. Thank you. I appreciate you being here, my queen. Y'all good sewers gonna have to talk to me before I go on live to tell me to do this and to do that. Okay, so now we have to cut off these little dog ears from what they call them, dog ears. Okay, hold on, y'all. I should have cut them off before I ironed them. Okay, see now look what we have here. You see this? Hope you guys can see that good. So now we have this little square and this little square. And this is one square with, now the little white triangles, the way they cut, they're like the little flying geese. Okay? So we have that one. Here's one. Let me cut off the dog ears. And eventually we're going to take this and sew them together. and come out with a 10.5 by 10.5. We have any questions? Thank you so much, Christian. I appreciate you, Queen. We have any questions? Do we have any questions about the quilt block that you could send in? Now, you know where's some batting at. Let me see. Do I have some batting here? Yes. Okay. Okay. So just for the record, this is batting. Okay. When you're making a quilt, you put this between the two pieces of material, and that's what makes a quilt sandwich. And then you make the designs. I like to double it up so at least it be a warm blanket. Blanket. But when you send the quilt block, you don't have to put any batting. I'm going to do that all at one time when we put the quilt blocks pieces together. Okay. So you don't have to do that. Okay. So now we have 8 pieces. Am I correct? 8 pieces. Okay. So now we're going to take this one and this one and put them this way. Okay. My points are not adding, coming, connecting together too good, but, and then we're going to take this one and put it over here, right? And then we take this one. Can you guys say, you have 2 questions? What is it? Should you use cotton thread for quilt blocks? Actually, I'm using polyester. You can use whichever one you like. Okay, whatever fits your boat, floats your boat. It's all gonna sew it all together, and it's gonna be sewn together in a block. Okay, Sean. Oh, I love you, Sean. Thank you so much. Okay, you said there were 2 questions. What other question did I miss? If I missed your question, please put it up again for me. Okay. Depends on the project you're making, whether it's polyester or cotton. Yes. Now, y'all know this is my live, but y'all ask Sean the questions. Okay, now you see how this has come into a square. Now the points and stuff are not coming together yet, but when I put the 4 inch, not the 4 inch, the 1/4 seam allowance, they should come together more perfectly and make a square block. Now that's kind of wonky to me, so we'd have to move this around and make it not as wonky. That's pretty right there, and maybe this can go here. Hmm. See, you can move them around all different ways and all different formats to try to come up with what you think will be good. Now, we could even just do this, put these together. Where's the other one? These here. And just put them together like this and have what they call a pinwheel. Is that the right way? Nope, it's not this way. Have the pinwheel. Do you see how the little white in the middle look like a pinwheel? I like that better. What y'all think? Thank you. Thank you, Sean. But what do you think about this one? I think that's pretty right there. Don't y'all think that's a pretty block right there? I think we should sew that one right there like that. But we still have 4 more of the other ones over here. Hmm. Well, we'll have to see what we're going to do with these 4. We have some more that we putting together. Okay. So why don't I do that while we have it here? I'm going to take this one and sew it together on this one. And it's supposed to be a 1/4 seam allowance. But what happens is Miss Joy get to wiggling and moving and whatever. And for the life of me, I don't sew them straight. Now, before I sew this, I need to show you guys this. I hope you can see this. Do you see this seam here? It's going that way. And this seam over here is going the opposite way, or are they going the same way? They look like they're going the same way, but they're not. They're touching what they call make your seams mesh together. So you have to make sure they're meshing together like that. Now I got to remember how I was supposed to sew them. Let me see. Yeah, that's right. Okay, we was making a little pinwheel, huh? Now, mind you, how this turns out in the end, Miss Joy don't know. She has no clue. But all I wanted to do is let's make up every Monday. We're gonna make a different block. And now see there, I just told you make sure your seam is laying down, and I almost run across mine and didn't do it. Now, this is something that I've learned, okay? They call this chain sewing. So I'm gonna take these two and put them together, and sew them, put it right up under there, and keep right on sewing. And yep, got my and chain stitching. Now I'm not so keen on this chain stitching yet. I haven't learned that yet. But we'll see. Eventually I'll get, y'all have to remember I'm just as new as the rest of them out here. It's just that I got enough nerve to jump out here and try to do something. Okay, so we got these two together. Oops, what did I do here? It looked like my seam might be coming loose over here. I might have to do something else to that one. Oh, let me lay it down and iron it. Okay, so we got that one right there. Now let me take this one and they say take it and finger press it. But since I'm right here by the iron, I really don't need to. I can just go ahead and iron it on down. Okay, so now we have this one and this one. That ain't the way we had it at first. It looked like a pinwheel. Look at here. What I done here, y'all? Well, look. It ain't a pinwheel no more, but it's still something I done. I ain't got here together. But what y'all think about the design? Hey, DB. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you so much. Please make sure, Tom, I don't know if you have a channel. Put your channel in the chat by doing the exclamation point and the word queen. We'll put your channel up, okay? Over here in TikTok land. Oh, everybody over there watching Jen. That's my favorite girl. I love Jen, okay? So I have no problem with that. Hi, Adrian. Thank you for coming in. Say hi, drop a heart, give an old lady a smile. Okay, so what do you guys think about this? Because whatever happened, we don't have the pinwheel no more. So it either can go this way or this way. I could have swore we had a pinwheel. Maybe it was like that. I don't know. Okay, wait. I need y'all to tell me. I think this way looks the best. What do y'all think? This way or this way? I think the other way looks the best. This way, okay? So I'm going to put it together like this. Put them together. So I'm trying to get these seams together so I have some perfect points. And when I cut it, okay, let's see if what we working with, y'all, here. Okay. Okay, here, let me straighten this out. Because something is crooked here. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let me iron it out here and see what we got. Okay. Well, y'all, is looking kind of wonky, but I'm telling you now, if we had 9 of these squares together, you would see all I'm doing is a couple of them to show you how to put together a square. I actually like it. What you think? Now see, where's that 4 inch? Now this is the thing I'm be cutting from. So see, this is way bigger than a 4x4. So we got plenty of room here to cut around this with stuff not going straight, okay? Now this is a 4x4. I wonder where is the 6x6. Hold on just a minute. Let me see. You know them old folks pull out their handy dandy seam ripper. I mean not seam ripper, uh measuring tape. Okay, so this is 6. Okay, and it's crooked, but it would be, yeah. So it wouldn't have to be cut down to 5.5 by 5.5 because it's crooked. Okay, and we could do that. All we have to do is put it down and cut it, whatever. But this is one of our blocks, okay? Now, that's one. Christian, you leaving me? Okay. So just to play it safe, let's put, okay, this one on top of this one. And let's sew this together. Okay. Uh-oh, is my thread acting up? That's one thing y'all don't want to see is the thread acting up. Because Miss Joy be about to cry when it's time to rethread the needle. Oh, Lord, I done cut the other material. Doggone it. Look here, y'all. I was cutting that little dog ear off and cut this. We're going to keep on going, though. We're going to keep on going. Okay, so we got that. We're going to take another one. And we're going to do it like that. Or should we do it like this? Hmm. It's like, seem like this one is the one I can't get it correct. There we go. There we, okay, let me sew these two together like this. Any questions, anyone? How's everybody doing out there? I can't see who and how many's in the chat. Please don't forget to like the video. Now, see, I just made myself a little nervous and insecure talking about how many is in the chat. I made myself a little nervous, and I know good and well that ain't no 4-inch seam allowance. I just made myself. That's all right. Things like this will happen, okay? Now, mind you, this quilt block I'm making now, this is not going into the community quilt. This is just something I'm practicing and showing you guys how to practice and come along and do the same thing. That's pretty much it. Showing you how the mistakes can go and also showing you how you can put some things together. Now, if you get these seams right, okay, so I got the seams right over here. And I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and cut this. Now I see why people be doing the, what do you call it? Editing, so you don't see a lot of their mistakes. Well, 3 years from now, I'll be sending people back here to see how I started when I think I'm all that and show how the mistakes that I made. Okay, let's try it again. Let's see if we can get that 1/4 seam allowance. The problem is, I still have a phobia of the needle. Girl, please, y'all should see this. I ain't even sewing nothing on to nothing. Woo! Let me cut this off. Look here, y'all. I ain't sewed nothing on to nothing. So now I got to start from way down here to get that to sew right. Okay, let's. Okay. Well, I made myself nervous. Hello, uniquely done, Linda Gray. How are you doing, my queen? You know I need you over here right along with Sean showing me how to do this and make this stuff go right and cut all these strings off. I am making a block showing people how you can actually make a block in an hour or so. But of course, it's going to take me more if I was really trying to do this because I would have to slow down and not get nervous. So you can get nervous going live, but when you're not live, you can try to just whip it on up. And that would probably be me trying to whip it on up. Okay, so as you can see this block here, I'm going to have to do some way out cutting here. Did Christian stay around to see how it is? Hi, D. Smith. Thank you for coming in, my queen. I was wondering if Christian stayed around so she could see. This is a pretty block. I'm just going to have to, what they call, trim it up and pull out my, what do you call it? The 5.5 by 5.5 square and put here and straighten out them lines. So far, we got this block and we got this block, okay? They both have to be straightened out. Yes, they look real wonky. They look very wonky. We might have to go over to the cutting side over there and put a ruler down and cut them all to be straight. So we have 2 here, okay? So now we need to do 2 more, okay? And in doing 2 more, we're going to take, now, let's see here. I want to take this right here, and I want to measure it to be the size of 2 of these. So it would be 2 of these, and that is correct. Yep, that's the correct size. Okay. So I'm going to cut this in half. Okay. I'm going to take one of these little white pieces and put the pretty side to the pretty side. And I'm going to sew it at an angle. Now, mind you, the professional quilters, they sit here and they draw a line and they do whatever. My whole thing is that's just a waste of time to me, which if I would take the time to do that, then maybe I wouldn't make so many mistakes. And I'm going to take this other piece. We're going to push this down. We're going to take our nail, go across here, and we're going to take another piece and go at the other end and put the pretty, you know what, you can't hardly tell what's the pretty side to the pretty side on this thing here. Okay, and that's going that way. So I need this one to go this way. Okay. Okay, any questions? We still do. Hi, Deborah Browning. Thank you for coming in, my queen. I greatly appreciate you. For those of you who are wondering, I'm using Restream, not StreamYard. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and bend it this way. Let's make sure we went the right way. Yeah, we went the right way. Bend it this way with my nail and scrape it off. We're going to come over here to this end. We're going to cut off, leaving about a one-fourth seam allowance on the end. On the same thing on this side. We're going to cut this off. And for those of you who have never thought about this, you know how everybody take their scraps and when they're so little you can't do nothing with. The class that I go to, they collect those pieces and make dog pillows. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever to make a dog pillow. So I'm going to be saving mine to make a dog pillow. Even though I'm not speaking to my daughter right now and she got the dog. Okay, so we have that right there. Okay, so maybe I'll show you guys. I hope you can see this. What I plan on how I'm going with this. This is going to sit right here. You see that? And this other one is going to sit. I think I need to put it. I'm going to put everything together. We're going to go back over to the cutting table so you can see it all together and put it all together so you can see it. That's going to look pretty. I think that's going to look pretty. And then I have to do another one just like this one at the top up here. Yep, we have to do another one at the top up here. And so we'll take pretty side to pretty side. And these fat quarters, they shed. It's the fat quarter that's shedding so much with the string. Okay, so now if I'm going up at that corner, I want to do it this way. Okay, I just got to keep putting things together. So I said I want to go this way. Okay. Oops, nope. Not quite stable. Okay, now let's get in the groove here. See, I be moving too fast. Let me turn this sewing machine down. But then when it goes slow, it seems like it's going so slow. Okay, we fold this up here this way. Finger press. And we cut this off. Leaving about a 1/4 inch seam allowance. and stretch that out. Okay. Now we put another one on this end. Am I doing right? And we want to sew it this way, right? Okay, this way. I'm going to get it, y'all. We're going to have a block here once we finish. Now see how slow it's moving? That's why I have it on that other one. And the other one seemed like it's moving too fast. Well, at least we know it's slow and steady. Hold on a minute, y'all. Let's cut these threads off. Okay, so we're going to take this and fold it over. And we're going to cut this off. There we go. Any questions? Thank you so much, Deborah. I appreciate it. Okay, so let me iron this down. Every time you sew something, you got to iron it down. Okay. And then you have to not forget to cut off your little dog ears. They call these dog ears. Why, I don't know, but okay. Little dog ears. Okay. Well, some of it don't look straight to me. Okay, let me see. Wow. This one here is a little dog ear. Okay. Now we're going to take this and I'm going to take this and put it this way. Okay, y'all, here we go. I'm going to have to put this up a little bit. Now let's move all this thread out the way here. And let's take this. You know that wasn't right, y'all. Why y'all didn't say so? Hold on. Okay. Barb, Sean, was you yelling? You should have been yelling at me. No, it's not looking good. I messed up. I should have put the two little pieces together first. Hold on. Let me put the two little pieces together. And then sew it into the one big piece. Okay, let me do this real quick. Okay. Yeah, everything keep turning crooked. It's going crooked. Okay. Just a minute, y'all. I hear somebody talking out there. I'm going to try to get it right. Just a minute. Oh. Okay. Sorry about that. I thought I turned all them alarms off. Deborah, use a square ruler to square it up to the size after you're finished adding the blocks. Yes, Miss Deborah Browning. That here is a 4x4. It looks like we're going to wind up cutting this down to a 5.5 by 5.5. So I have a 6.5 somewhere, and this is the one we cut the 2.5 squares with. So we have a lot more of these squares somewhere. They around here somewhere. They should have been right there. My grandbaby cleaned up for me, so I don't know where she put everything. Hold on one second. Let me get this. Okay, let me pick this up, and then we can continue on where we were on the other end. Okay. So then now we put this back down, and we put this over here. Okay, let me iron. Every time you touch something, you've got to iron, and you got to iron your seams down. You know, you get real nervous when you're on live like this and you forget some of the stuff you know to do. Like I just realized I've been sewing my seams down, but I forgot to come to the front and sew that down too to make sure we don't have no pucker. I haven't been sewing it down in the front, just in the back. So we'll see how it comes out. Okay, so let's go here and here. Ooh, you talking about crooked. Joy, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Something terrible. Something terrible, lady. Mm-mm-mm. Okay. Now let me start where we left off at. And then I'm going to have to... Oops. One of my lights went out. Can you guys see me okay? I wonder why that light went out. It must not be plugged up. Uh, hmm. I thought it was plugged up. But if you guys can you guys see me okay? She said, awesome. Thank you, Deborah Browning. I appreciate it. I don't know why that one went off, but okay. Okay. As long as you guys can see me. Create, correct this horrific mistake I have made here. Okay, let's get real close. I'm getting real close to the edge. I'm gonna cut off some of that green. Okay. And then let me iron it down again. Okay, I want to iron this way. Okay. You know, I got some of that fancy starch, but I want to get over to the Dollar Tree and get some of that liquid starch. I found out I don't want to put water in my iron because it causes them to rust. And I remember back in the day when my mama used to make me iron, it used to, uh, the iron eventually would rust. Okay, girl, this is something terrible here. I done messed up here. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure out how to make it right though. I'll figure it out. Let me figure it out. Okay, so if we do it this way and this way, the thing wasn't it was too long, and I thought it was long enough. When you do them 4-inch seam allowances, it take up the time, Joy. Well, y'all gonna have to get the gist of what I'm trying to do here. See, I'm telling you, I can't go straight to save my soul. Okay, let me sew it again. Sew it, iron it again. And you know they always say you should iron it to the darker color so it can't be seen when you quilt it together because some of the dark colors can be seen through the white or the lighter colors, which is probably true. but a couple of famous seamstress. Oh, and just for the record, now we talk about this community quilt. I don't want y'all to forget. We got quite a few good people, big people, committing to making a quilt block. So just because Miss Joy is a little bitty old channel doesn't mean some of the community out there wouldn't like to join in on this quilt block. Now, I'm going to get everybody to laugh as hard as you can at this block. Oh, Lord. Look at the threads. That's what's going to drive me crazy, all these little threads everywhere. That's going to drive me crazy. Okay. Thread is everywhere. Okay. So now here, this way, it looks pretty good. I just got to iron it again right. But look down here, y'all. I got a whole space missing right here. So I think I'm going to take a little square here and put there. Maybe not that one. Maybe I should pick another color so it'd be a different color. I got this one here. I can put down there. Or I could put two whites right there. Well, it shouldn't be two whites. How about I cross these up with whites? And yeah. But here we go. If you look at this now, let's get the measurement on this. I don't know if you guys can see me on both cameras or not, because one of my cameras is acting crazy. There it is. It's come back. Okay. So this is, right now, this is 9.5. Okay, 9.5 that way. And if we do it from here to here, it is 10.5. Well, almost 11. So when we cut it down to 10.5. So it's 10.5 this way, 9.5 the other way. But as you can see, like I was saying, we don't have to go over there. Let me just cut this so we can have something halfway decent. Okay, I'm just cutting that off so you can see a halfway decent square. Do you see this? This is 1, 2, 3, 4 different materials, all from a jelly roll. And for those of you that don't know, oh, I can't pull a jelly roll out right now to save myself. When I get some peace and quiet, I'll tell y'all about my grandbaby being here that's driving me crazy, okay? But anyway, I hope you can hear me. So here is a quilt block. What do you guys think? All we did was cut the material and sew them back together in different spots, one way to the other one, and we came back out with a quilt block. Now, if I hold this up this way, okay. Now, if Miss Joy didn't have so many mistakes, this would be 11 by 11. And then we cut it down to 10.5 to 10.5. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Now, I'm going to answer all the questions to make a quilt block. I don't care how new you are, how long you've been sewing. I want you guys to make a quilt block and send to Miss Joy to add on to the quilt. Here's the information that you need, and you can find it in my community tab. You can find it on my, I think it's some short post or something. That's the address you send it to, and you don't have to do backing. You do not have to do backing, okay? All you do is send me, just like this, your block. Now, I would love it if people knew how to embroidery or rhinestone or sublimate their logos, because that would be absolutely great. Thank you so much, Deborah. That would be absolutely great. Thank you, Vera. Look, I'm doing it. Look, girl, was she on here when I made all the mistakes? Hey, Big Rooster, thank you for coming in. I sure appreciate you, sir. Thank you, King. I appreciate a man being around. So this is my block. Okay. Now on this, no, this end over here and down here at the bottom, it wouldn't take nothing for me to take another little piece of white. Let me show you. Take another little piece of white and sew it on here and cut it off. And then we'd have white on the tips just like on this other one. Okay. But I just wanted to show people, it's like, oh, I don't know how to make a block. What, how long is it? It's not due until October the 1st, but I'll take them as long as they're coming. This is all I need you to do is make the quilt. Yeah, I'm making the quilt top. I'm taking all the blocks from everyone and making the quilt top. I don't care. Some people, I had a young lady, I don't know if you guys know Auntie Ellen. She made me 5 blocks on last Thursday, her live. Okay. So you can make a block very easily. Like if I wasn't paying attention and getting all nervous and shook up, shook up with being online, I could have probably did this a lot faster and a lot straighter and a lot less mistakes. But I like to make mistakes so you see they're possible. Because we have a couple of people on here. Miss Kristen's like, oh, you don't want me? I'm too a newbie. She's the main one I want because she will learn how to do it and she'll be able to say, hey, I can do it for myself. If I can do it for the community quilt, I can do it for myself. But honey, these strings is coming out of everywhere. I don't know if it's the quilt top or what it is. The strings is coming out of everywhere. I'm just trying to cut them all off so you guys can. Oh, that's the thread that go over there. But don't you think? I think. Oh, I didn't even. Did I iron this one down? Let me iron this down to make sure. I think this is an absolutely delicious quilt top. I mean, square block. Now, I don't care what color you use. Now, the YouTube and who else got the red design? YouTube got a red design, and it's going to be in there, their logo. We're going to put the Facebook logo. We're going to put the TikTok logo in there. It's a community of quilters. We're trying to get all you guys together at one time. See, I don't know which camera I'm on, okay? Trying to get all you guys in here together. So it doesn't make any difference what color your block is. You know, this shirt is showing blue over there, but y'all know I'm rocking my purple all day long. Love my purple. I call my husband Grape Ape. When he has his purple on, he look like big old Grape Ape walking around with his purple on. That's an old cartoon. Some of y'all might not even know what Grape Ape is. I don't know why I do that because y'all wouldn't know what it is in the first place. What I done did with my water, y'all. Okay, let me get a sip. Sip. You got to make sure you get enough water in your system, especially when you get old as me. You're taking handfuls of pills at night just to get up in the morning. So you got to flush your system out, make your kidneys go great. So do I have any questions? Anybody have anything they need to ask me? Or let me see, what time is it? Oh Lord, look at that. It's only 7:14. You mean to tell me I did that block in an hour? In an hour, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on together. We can do this. We can do this. A community quilt to be auctioned off. And you know, someone brought it to my attention that there are really some people out there that don't do anything with materials and stuff. Like when I first started, here's one of my cups here. When I first started to do nothing but cups. Here's another one over here. Let me get this one. Y'all know I like my purple. So this is so no, we might do an auction where you send whatever you want to send, and we'll just auction it off. And all the money, all the proceeds will be going to a girls and boys foster home here in Inglewood, California. And then the next time we do it, it's going to be someone on the East Coast. I don't know if that means Florida, New York, or whatever, because I never learned Greek geography, so I don't know what east is east. Far as me, east over here is Watts. So we'll do one that the East Coast. Thank you so much, Up Designs. Thank you, girl. And you know, I'm a double your gift up because I ain't sent that gift out yet. Darn it. And I got it wrapped up, and I got the new machine too. Oh, my nail just broke. I got the new machine to print out the address and labels and stuff. I got it. I just plugged it up and got it working. So I don't have no more excuse. I'm gonna get it out to you because it's done. You seen it done. I made it on live with you, but I'm gonna double you up something. Miss Up Design won a gift from me, and I had difficulties mailing it off to her. My postage machine was acting stupid and wouldn't print out the addresses right, so I had to get a new machine. But I got a new machine, and I have no more excuses. Let me get it to her. She seen me make the shirt, so I'm gonna just double her up with something else good because I try to have what I want people to have with me: responsibility, credibility, and integrity. If you say you're gonna do something, do it. So I plan on doing it. Now I'm doing it late and I'm apologizing, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get it out there. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get it out there with Miss Kelly. Kelly won one the other day, so I'm gonna get it out with hers also. So, do anyone have any questions about the quilt? Do you think you can participate? Can you put a one in the chat if you think you can participate? Are you going to try to participate? I really appreciate just give me some what motivation to know I'm not doing this for naught. Not as some of the old folks used to mean, like for nothing. If you could put a chat, I know I got a lot of people in the bushes. So I'm gonna just take them in the bushes as okay. They're gonna make one too, whether you say it or not. I just gotta make myself. You know what they say: encourage yourself, believe in yourself. So that's what I'm gonna do. Hey Tam, you thank you, my queen. Yeah, I knew I was gonna be able to depend on you with your good sewing. I need to get you my measurements over there in $1,000,000 and let you make my what do you call it? Thank you, Vera, sister. Both of them my sisters. Get you to make my dress for Bling Fest. It's gonna take a whole lot of material. Hi, Nikki. Thank you so much for. I appreciate you, Nikki. See, I didn't know you was in there. How you doing, Queen? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you so much. And yes, did you get to see the block at all, Miss Nikki? The one I just made. It's three different materials, just cut up and all sewed back together. It's like making a puzzle. Just take the pieces and sew them all back together some kind of way, and it'll come out to be a block. So anybody can definitely do it. I'm telling you, you can. Okay. Uh, oh, you'll make one or two. Thank you so very much. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so. Oh, yeah, y'all know I'm crazy. I'll get out. Look here. So today, I think she's already been on Miss Angel B. So tomorrow is Unbiased LLC, and Patrice comes on Tuesday. On Wednesday, it's definitely Delonda Romeo Wednesday. Thursday, it's Gail's Designs, Miss Laura, Fat Luck. I think wasn't there one more person? I don't know, but they all come on Thursday. And Miss Marilyn, making it with Marilyn, will come on Wednesday. Okay. And Wednesday, I'll be coming on at 1 o'clock lunchtime. We're gonna have. It's not about building blocks. We're gonna talk. We're gonna have some relationship talks. We're gonna talk about, you know, people's health. Who needs prayer? Who out there we looking after? Who we need to be talking to? Oh, you got to get some gala material, Miss Deborah Bowling. You gonna make your outfit too, baby. I look. You guys that can sew, y'all do wonders. Y'all do wonders. Tam, you did so good last time. I don't know. I almost don't even want to try. She showed me up. I thought I was the SIH until she she came in there with her entourage and her bell ringing and the queen is here. The queen is here. Yes, she was, baby. She had it going on. And for those of you who haven't seen the pictures, we're gonna have to post them pictures again or tell um, Miss Eve to put it up again. I don't know if she has some things, a video from last year like she did the year before, but yeah, I did say Marilyn is coming on. Marilyn, making it with Marilyn comes on Thursday. Yes, that's for sure. And Friday, I think we right back again with date night with Patrice and Miss Eve. Saturday, we have Jess and Lady Bear in the morning. And I don't know who we have in the afternoon on Saturday, but Saturday afternoon, we have this to that, Miss Darica. She comes on. Hello, Miss Brenda. How are you doing? Thank you. You're new to my channel. Thank you so very much for coming in. I greatly appreciate you. I hope you see something here you like. We're just a small community that's trying to show love to everybody right now. You missed my quilt top, and it's all crooked and everything else. But we're making a community quilt that we're going to auction off for a boys and girls foster home here in Inglewood, California. Okay. So if you'd like to participate, you can look on my channel and get all the information. I don't know if you sew. Do you sew, Miss Brenda? Oh, there's the information about the quilt. It's not due until October, but if you sew, that would be great. If you don't sew, because look, let me make sure everybody understand. Even if you don't sew, if you make a cup, you want to send it. We'll auction it off. If you make now this here was made by Delonda's daughter, Morgan. And y'all know I love my purple, even though for whatever reason purple is showing blue today. She crochets, okay? So isn't this gorgeous? Maybe we can crochet, auction off something like that. Whatever anybody want to send, we're going to figure it out. Now, on the quilt top, you don't have to put any batting on it. You can make a regular quilt square like this. You can do sublimation on a piece of material. You can do DTF. You can do embroidery. You can do applique. You can even do rhinestones. So you can take a square piece of material like this and rhinestone your logo or rhinestone a heart or whatever you want to do. It's all kind of things you can do. Hello there. I can't see. Let me see. What is that? Limon Twitter. Hello, your first time here. Thank you so very much for coming. I greatly appreciate it. Please consider liking the channel and becoming one of my subscribers. I'll be here every Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Central time, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Oh, and 7 p.m. Mountain time. Now, when they say mountains, what city's in the mountains? Oh, thank you so much, Miss Brenda. I greatly appreciate you so much. Now, Mr. or Miss Twitter, y'all have to tell me, like I'm an old lady. I want to get it straight from the beginning because I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. Now, Brenda gives me the idea that she's a she. Is that Lehman? Lehman, is that? Yes, it's a 10.5 square, 10.5 by 10.5. Yes, thank you for coming on. Now, Lehman, are you a king or a queen? Because I want to address you correctly. And if you do any kind of craft, you're welcome to join us in creating this auction. It's going to be an auction at the end of November, beginning of December. We haven't picked a date yet, for a boys and girls foster home here in Inglewood, California. And then the next 6 months will be for, I guess we'll start around that time for Easter next year to give away something on the East Coast. When I say East Coast, I don't know, do I really mean East Coast or do I mean Central Time or do I mean Mountain Time? We'll have to get together. We're going to, oh, look at you right there with me, honey. Go on now. Me and you about the same thing. It's nice to meet you. Thank you so much. And it's lemon like the fruit. Lemon like the fruit. Go on now. Little sour, but add a little sugar and take it on way, huh? Make me some lemonade. I'm just as crazy. Don't pay me no attention. So I'm right there with you, Miss Lemon. We the same. I ain't gonna tell nobody. I'm right there with you. Put it that way. Okay. So what not my oldest, she's not my oldest granddaughter. She's in there. She's 32 years old. She's visiting with me right now. And you're a retired queen, and you in Utto, Texas. Well, I know the Texas part. I got a lot of friends in here in Texas. Sharon Davenport is from Texas. No, let me see. Vera, you from somewhere else. We got quite a few people in Texas. Oh, and mentioning Texas, let me make sure people know now. Applique Getaway is an event that's coming up July the 17th to the 20th. And this is Sean in here. Please consider following her channel. She does everything. This is a, you know how they say jack of all trade, master of none. Well, she's a jack of all trade and a master of all. Okay. I wish I could get that sign over there to show you. It's way on the other side of the craft room. But she made me a sign. Honey. You know what, too? I think it's really about time because I don't want nobody to think I followed behind nobody. But I created a ruler that she made for me. And then the next thing I know, two other people made rulers. And it made me feel like, oh, joy. So I will be putting this on the market. It is called Miss Joy's Quilting and Fussy Cut Ruler. Okay. So now for anyone that knows how to fussy cut, say you have an elephant around a whole bunch of other designs or whatever, and you just want to cut this part out. Well, the reason that this is here, you can take this around with you if you go to quilting class or quilt shows or whatever. So you don't have to take all these different pieces along with you, crowding up your bag. You just have this one thing. So it's 12 and a half inches. So it's a regular ruler as well. Who's that in England? Somebody said they in England. I missed that one. Oh, you're in New England. Oh, that's Vera. You in New England. Okay, I didn't know that. I can't keep up with all these different places. Yeah, I'm thinking about I'm going to get this on my website very, very soon. It is absolutely awesome. I went and showed it to some ladies at a quilting class, and I've sold two of them already, and that's only because I haven't went back yet to sell the other two. But these are good. They're great. I don't know what we're selling them for. For shipping, they're 25, and for shipping, so we're saying like 35 to ship. Okay, depends on where you are, and they come with a surprise. Just believe me, you're gonna love that surprise. Okay, but this is my ruler, and up at the top here it says I got to. Oh, you can't. I got to take the paper off. I don't want to take the paper off. So I'm gonna let somebody take that off. But it says Miss Joy's Quilting and Fussy Cut Ruler, and at the bottom it has my website. It has the inches here from 1 to 12 that you can use. This is 1 inch, 1.5, 2 inch, 2.5, 3 inch, 3.5, 4, and 5. Okay. So yes, so you have all those inches of squares that you can use to cut, and I will be showing that off a lot more. Please join me on Wednesday. Is it Wednesday that I'm coming on? Or is that Thursday? Or is it Friday? Okay, so I'm coming on lunchtime one of these days. Let me see when I'm coming on lunchtime. I'm coming on Wednesday lunchtime at 2 p.m. Okay? Now, just for the record, I don't gatekeep around here, and I definitely don't keep no secrets. So if y'all wonder who I keep talking to and I keep saying little things and stuff happen, I have what you call an amanus. An amanus is a extremely talented administrator that does a lot more than administrate. and she's in the back, she's in the behind the scenes running things for me, popping up stuff, letting me know what's going on and stuff, keeping me abreast with TikTok because I'm on TikTok as well. So I'm not telling nobody her name. I'm trying to see if people can guess who it is, but she does an excellent job. And if anybody out there looking for somebody to help them with their channel, let me know and I'll hook you guys up together. She's actually taking on clients. She had gotten kind of backed up and wasn't taking on any more clients, and I was lucky enough to get in there, and we've become a great relationship because I like what she do, and she do what she do good too. So and she's the one had me come over here to Restream. Restream is a lot cheaper. Oh, don't forget to set your, thank you, baby. Set your bell notifications to let you know when I'm coming on live. If YouTube will let you know, because sometimes it just don't even let you know. If you said it, you just have to look up and see, oh, somebody's on. I started going to home and then I go to the subscribe to see if there's somebody on that I should be watching that I forget. Okay. So do we have any questions about the quilt block? The Community Quilt, remember, it's Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube coming together to make a quilt. The quilt will be auctioned off for a boys and girls foster home here in Los Angeles, California. Okay. We don't know how much, like I said, it's going to be auctioned. We don't know how big it's going to get because it depends on how many blocks we come in. You don't have to put any batting, any of the batting. Did I pull out the batting? I showed you before. This is the material that goes between the back cover and the top. Once we get the top filled, I like to fold, I have double up my batting so your blanket will be a little bit thicker. I want stuff to be used. So, but I have a feeling this is going to be so nice. Somebody's going to want to put this on their wall because we're going to have a lot of very talented people sending in blocks. So you don't have to worry about batting, and you don't have to worry about the back of the material, how it look on the back, because I'm going to provide that also. So everything is due by October the 1st. So you have plenty of time. You see, it took me 1 hour. 1 hour. Miss Joy not knowing what she's doing and still learning just like everybody else. 1 hour to make this block. Okay. And I cut it up. We got quite a few pieces in here, all cut up all kind of ways. So come on now. Everybody, you guys can do it. I believe in you. I trust in you. So now if there's no questions, you sure there's no questions? Now, anything you want to, my Amanus is reminding me that you guys can send anything you want, and your logos are definitely appreciated. Okay, so like I said, if you want to send a cup, you can send a cup. I had like I said about the crochet and stuff, you can send crochet and stuff. If you want to send, what else did I make over here? I made a couple of bags. You can send a bag or whatever. Everything will be auctioned off. There's my Miss DB. Hi, Queen. Okay, says, thank you for doing this for the kids. Good night, Miss Joy, and everyone. Thank you, Miss DB. Now, Miss DB got me somebody that I admire very much. She's sending over a quilt block. DB's sending over a quilt block. So come on, y'all. You can do it. We can make this happen. And you know, even if we don't have them super big wigs, even though a couple of them have reached out, we can still do this and make a magnificent quilt for the kids. It's money for the kids. I keep telling my husband, I really hope that I don't be the one that outbid everybody because I'll be just so glad that to see what we can put together and what we can do as a group, as a community. That's the whole thing that I'm trying to put forth and get people to understand. We are a community of like-minded crafters. We try to show love. There's so many grandmothers and mothers and soccer moms and school teachers that just like to quilt and have good conversation and plenty of laughs, and we're a great community. So I want to bring us all together, even from one platform to another, all social media. Let's come together. And if there's no more questions, I'm going to give y'all my spiel. Okay. I finally came up with my spiel. Now, this is something I used to do back on TikTok a while back. Yeah, I'm still on TikTok and they over there doing what they do. They making cups. But this is what I want you to remember about me. I want you to know that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are more than enough for what you do. No one has a right to steal your joy, and ain't nobody gonna take me from you. So don't let them steal your joy, okay? And when you're going through hell, don't stop. Keep going. There's no way to get out of hell unless you keep going. If you keep on going, it's like a tunnel. Eventually, you'll get to the other end, okay? And remember, Miss Joy loves you, and I'm always, always praying for you. Every morning I get up, I'm praying for my TikTok family, my YouTube family, my Facebook family. Look, I got low riding family, I got motorcycle family, and I do it like a shotgun. Send out the blasts to everybody. So no, I'm praying for you, okay? I love you. I hope to see you guys in these YouTube streets later on. And definitely I will see you Wednesday at 2 o'clock lunchtime, okay? So have a hey visionary, how you doing? You late and I'm cutting off. Please watch the replay, my love. Please watch the replay, okay? Thank you so, so much. And you guys have a very, very blessed day. Okay? Goodbye.